Hey, Carpool Crew. What if Jesus were right there with you on the way to school? What would he say? What would he tell you as you start your day? Well, I'm Pastor Justin, and we're kicking off a new week looking at more big questions people ask Jesus. And today's question came from someone with serious power. It was asked by Pilate, the Roman governor. Maybe you remember Pilate. He was like the principal of the whole area where Jesus lived, but with even more power. He worked for the Roman Empire, which had the biggest army in the world back then. Pilate could decide who was free and who would get punished. We usually hear about Pilate around Easter because he was the one who questioned Jesus before he went to the cross. Before I tell you what happened, did you know you can read this exact moment in 3 different places in the Bible? Matthew 27:11, Luke 23:3, and John 18:33. 3 of the 4 gospel writers wrote about this scene. So let me set it for you. Jesus had just been arrested, and the religious leaders were saying he claimed to be a king. Now, that's a big deal in Rome because only Caesar, the Roman Empire, he was the only one who was supposed to be called king. Now, Pilate thought of kings like Caesar, guys with golden crowns, giant palaces, soldiers everywhere, and they ruled by force. You didn't ask if people wanted to obey. You made them obey. So Pilate pulled Jesus aside and asked him face to face, "Are you the king of the Jews?" So when he asked Jesus if he was king, he expected a loud yes or no way. But Jesus said something different. My kingdom is not of this world. Here's the one thing I want you to remember today. Jesus is the king who leads with kindness and truth. That means Jesus isn't like regular kings. He doesn't rule with swords or armies. He rules with kindness and truth and forgiveness for everyone. His throne wasn't made of gold. His crown, it wasn't shiny and covered in jewels. He had a crown of thorns. See, in Roman times, crown of thorns were used to mock people who claimed to be important. But what the soldiers meant as a joke, God used as a symbol of Jesus' true kingship. A king who would suffer for his people, not make his people suffer. I want to tell you a quick story about Bella. She was picked to be the team leader for a group project at school. At first, she thought that meant being the boss, being in charge. But the teacher reminded her that a good leader serves others. So Bella made sure everyone got a chance to share ideas, helped a classmate stay on task, and even encouraged someone who was nervous to speak. That's leadership like Jesus. He's the king, but he kneels to wash feet. He's in charge, but he lays down his life. And he invites us to lead like that too. So how can you lead like Jesus today with your family or friends? Maybe it means letting your siblings go first. Maybe it's saying sorry first, even if it's hard. It might be helping a classmate without being asked, or praying for someone who you know is having a rough day. Leading like Jesus starts with serving, not being the loudest or the bossiest, but the kindest. Try it today, and you might be surprised how powerful it feels to lead like Jesus. Remember, no matter where you are or how you're listening, God loves you. Parents, if you like today's podcast, send it to another parent you know. And before you go, answer this question together. What does it look like to lead in school or home like Jesus, with love, not power? I'll see you tomorrow on Carpooling with Jesus.